Hi yogis. I wanted to give you a few tips for standing balances today. For those of you who know me or who have read my book, you know I speak to the 3 B's of balance. These are the cues that can help you remember how to find stability in balancing poses. Base, belly, and breath. And without those 3 elements working together, balance is going to be very tricky. As we get older, balance becomes more difficult. So all the more reason to keep trying and to stay with it, because as we know, trips and falls become riskier as we grow older. And so practicing safely is going to help you off the mat and in your real life. So first thing is getting a good base. And by base, I mean bringing your awareness to the heel and then the ball of your foot, the pad beneath your big toe and beneath your baby toe. And spread all 10 toes nice and wide. So lean a little forward and lean a little back and feel those 3 spots. Sometimes we speak to 4 corners of the foot. That would mean the inner and outer edges of the heel, or you could think of the heel as 1 spot. Either way, you want a good base. Spreading your toes nice and wide is a good practice as well. And then sway a little. And you'll notice where you tend to hold your weight, especially, okay, so lift 1 foot up a little bit and sway. And notice if you shift, if you start to lean over this way to the outside of your foot, that means that your foot is rolling up from the inside and you want to bring extra intention to placing the inside of the foot down. If you feel like you're tilting inwards towards the inside of your body or towards your other leg, then you need to bring more weight to the outside edge of your foot. Same thing, if you feel you're falling backwards, you need to put more weight to the front, to the ball of your foot. And if you feel like you're leaning forward, you're gripping with your toes, always relax the toes, they're not doing the work. Bring more weight to your heel. So a nice way to practice this and get to know your own body is to just lift 1 leg and swirl it around. Hold a chair, hold on to the wall, and then notice if you use a death grip and relax that, and just rest your hands here so you feel very safe, and then just lift as you sway a little side to side, and just notice where your body's equilibrium wants to rest. And then if you have, I don't remember what the name of that is, when your toes get all sort of crunched up together, it's a really good practice to spread your toes. You can use those little pedicure separators. You can thread your fingers in between your toes. Give your foot a little massage. That could take a lot of work. If your toes are really sort of curled over each other, it'll take a lot of practice and a lot of time and patience and kindness to separate that, but it's a good practice to get into. So all that goes into getting a good base. Lifting 1 foot, swirl it around a little, get solid in your base, then do the same on the other side. And then you're ready to come into the next step, which is your belly. The stabilizing through the core of our body, that's what stabilizes our spine. It's what will hold us steady. So, and the access point to the core is our feet. So you pull, imagine you're pulling everything up and in, squeezing the thighs in and up, knees pull up and in, and then squeeze like you're doing that Kegel exercise, like you're stopping yourself from going to the bathroom. Then relax your chest. So you're pulling in tight here, but everything else is open and you have space to breathe. And notice what happens when you do that. Let your belly go. You lose your posture. You can breathe easier, but you lose your posture. And then pull it up and in and feel the strength that comes with that. So again, that's another practice, is to practice engaging those inner perineal muscles while still keeping the rest of the core, the abdominal circumference relaxed. it's a practice and it takes time, and just keep practicing with it. Pulling the energy and the strength in towards the midline of your body. Strong base, engaged belly, and then the breath. And then connect those two with a full conscious breath. It's when we go into automatic pilot and we stop focusing on our breath that we will fall out of the balance. So let's try a couple of things. First is, let's do tree pose. If you have trouble, use a prop, book, block. You can, one thing you could practice with if you're looking for your equilibrium, this will be even harder than doing it on the floor. But it could be, again, this could be a really nice way to play with finding your equilibrium. Stand on a block, sway. It's more topply, it's not as solid as the floor, and hold the chair if you wish, and just play with that. Okay, coming into tree pose, you could rest the ball of your foot onto the block, press your heel into your shin. As you feel steady with that, or you can move that away, heel to shin, and go very slowly. Get that base. As you lift the foot up, take your time. Also important, find a point to focus on. Look at something that's not going to move. It will be easier to look down. Looking up, we add challenge to the pose. So start by looking down. Hands together. This helps draw the energy in. Find your breath. Engage your belly. Stable on your base. If that feels good, keep everything as you keep your gaze and set your foot to wherever is comfortable for you. Another option, when we come into poses like Garudasana, eagle pose, you could leave out the arms. This adds a challenge. You could always, flying your arms apart can help you find balance. Again, I start by getting the base, the belly, the breath. Do your 3 checks. Lift up, cross the knees, set the foot onto a block. Use the arms if that's comfortable for you, but if you find you're having a very wobbly day, you can let go of the arms. So again, you can use the block to help you stabilize. Another place I like to use the block is to help bring the floor higher. Highest setting of the block brings it highest. Medium setting, lowest setting. So you've got 3 options to bring the floor higher. So say you're coming into our Ardha Chandrasana, our balancing half moon. Another tip, don't come in from here. It will be much harder to find your balance from up high. It will be much easier to enter from low. So one hand is here because this will throw off the base if it's flailing around. Start by stabilizing the base, engaging the core, finding your breath. Stabilizing the base. In this case, the hand is part of the base. Slide in first. As you feel stable, point of focus. Then float the leg up. As you feel stable, then release the arm. So moving very slowly in your balance. A good base, engage the belly, use your breath. Point of focus, something that's not going to move, close to the floor, and then step by step. Hope that helps, and I will see you next time on the mat.